Roisin Murphy, folks. No, not Oisin Murphy, the Irish jockey. No, Roisin Murphy. I think I've said it right, but I could be wrong. Old Roisin, ex of Moloko. Do you remember Moloko? Bring it back, sing it back and all that palaver. I remember it well. A song from my misspent, not youth, a bit older than youth. When I was young, free, well, I weren't young, free and single. I weren't young and free, but I acted young and free. Shouldn't have done, but I did do it wrong. Nothing really wrong anyway, but from when I used to go out with my mate. I remember that song very, very well. Anyway, I like Roisin. I thought she'd got a good voice. And I like that she stands up for some folk that not many people stand up for. I reported on her about 2 years ago on here when the channel first started. She stood up for a minority I thought was very brave of her. And she got absolutely battered. She got pillaged, she did. She really got battered. And she ended up a month or so later apologising. I actually came back on her and said, big mistake, you shouldn't have apologised, love. You said nothing wrong. Anyway, she's latched back. I've got some bullet points. I'll have to read these to you. As I say, Roisin, ex of Moloko, does a bit on her own now. She's having another spat again with George Michael. When she said these things a couple of years ago, which I'll tell you about in a minute, not George Michael. He's a decent fella, George Michael. Boy George. I know there's a George somewhere. I'm not saying George isn't a decent fella, but I think he's misguided with some things. I really do. But that's just my opinion, and I'm going to have it. I'm not like Roisin. I won't take it back. I'll sing it back, but I won't take it back. Anyway, she had a spat with him a couple of years ago, and as I say, she ended up apologising to many of her followers, and many of his followers. I think she's now realised it was a mistake. Anyway, she's had another dig of late. Let me tell you what's what. It's all about puberty blockers. There's a band out there that believes young children should be given puberty blockers. It's all these that are saying young children don't know what they want to be. Boy wanting maybe to be a girl wanting to be boy, and all that palaver. Roisin was saying, let them grow up first before they make up their mind. Never mind messing with puberty blockers. You don't know what it's going to do to folk long term. She said that and I thought, spot on, love, well done. Anyway, Boy George was the first to jump down her throat and others followed, as they do. Anyway, he's having a go at her again, and she said things about him. She said, it's all done on social media, she said. He's a grifter, he's got no charm, and he's got very little talent. Ooh, I don't think he liked that. She's also said, look, she said, he's just not a nice person. I've never brought this up before, but the first time I ever met him, many, many years ago, he was a big star at the time with his culture club. I was just coming onto the scene, and the first thing he said to me was, when we met face to face, oh, you're not as pretty as I thought you was. She said I was with loads of people, she said at the time, and it just really, really knocked me confidence and brought me down, she said. I just wanted the earth to open up, and I always thought to myself afterwards, why did he say that? Why would he say that in front of a bunch of people? She said, just not a nice fella at all. What else was she saying? That's it. She said, at this moment in time, George, all you're doing at this moment in time, you're out prowling, trying to cancel people because you've got loads of people behind you. She said, when really you've been allowed to come back from such depravity and cruelty because you've not been the nicest person throughout your life. And it's got to be said, she has got a point there. Now, I've said things about the boy before, and I've not minded him. He's not got a bad voice and whatever else. And some of the things he says I agree with, but some of them I don't agree with. And I think he goes jackbooted up against some people, and I think he's much too hard with people. And I think he's out of order. He's wrong with Moloko in my eyes, and he's had a right pop on a few occasions with JK, and I'm very much on JK's side. But no. She said, this is what she said. She had puberty blockers, she said. She said, they're being given to little mixed up kids who need to be protected because at the moment they're very vulnerable. And I thought, well, I can't disagree with that. At the end of the day, you've got people there, what with these sex changes and whatever else, and boy wanting to be girl and vice versa. You've got people outsiders trying to push them into it. You've got people wanting them to change. They don't know the kid is, but they're pushing people to change. And you have, now and again, you'll have a family member, a mother or father, thinks it's very cool for the daughter to become the son, or vice versa, because it makes the mother and father look like the people of today, all modern and all modern thinking and doing the right thing by the kiddie. And you've got people pushing kiddies all the time that don't know whether they want to be Arthur or Martha. And somebody's pushing them to be an Arthur or Martha, and they think they might want to be, but they're not sure. And ultimately, they're taking that step. And many of them further down the line, sometimes not that far down the line, are regretting things. Yet the people that pushed them there, they've no regrets. They're not bothered. It's not their lives that's been affected. I agree with Moloko all the way. I mean, puberty blockers, what's all that about? You don't want to mess up biology. You don't want to be doing that. No. I think she's right. And I think she's right in part about the boy. Sometimes he's got just too much to say for himself, and he does it from a place of having a big fan base and a lot of people behind him. He'll jump on somebody, and they'll all do a pile on as well. I think it's awful. I mean, the things he said about the young girl years ago when she was coming onto the scene, to greet somebody with, "Oh, you're not as good looking as I thought you were," that's not very nice, is it? Even if he thought it, you keep that to yourself, don't you? Surely you do. I would have thought so anyway. Anyway, Moloko, I'm on your side. Don't be apologising again. You've learnt your lesson now, hopefully. Never apologise for telling what you believe to be the truth. And if it counts for anything, I think what you're saying is the truth. I care about these young kiddies as well.